Hi, it's Walter Burns from Keller Williams City Life Realty and livingonthehudson.com for this week's Living on the Hudson weekly recap. Jumping right in, over the past week, here are the inventory levels currently in the waterfront communities of Hudson County. Downtown Jersey City is 190 units. That's down slightly from last week at 193. Hoboken, by far the tightest real estate market. They have 45 units, properties available for sale. Last week was 43. Weehawken has 41, West New York 51, North Bergen 75, Guttenberg 38. And then down below here, you could see the absorption rates as far as the rate of which properties are selling or the pace at which properties are selling in the various communities and how many months of supply remaining. As I mentioned, Hoboken, the tightest market right now with 1 month of supply. Guttenberg has the most supply of the towns at 5.4 months. Down below on YouTube, I will link to this document and you can check it out. If you have any questions about it, you can message me anytime. I'll be happy to discuss the numbers with you further. Looking at the Hudson County MLS in the past week, there have been 108 properties that have offers accepted on them that have gone under contract. That's up. Last week it was 100. From the average list price perspective, over the past week, the average list price was $836,000. Last week, it was $736,000, so a higher price point going under contract in the past week. Median list price of $749,000. Last week, it was $687,000. So overall, higher sales prices in the past week. Days on the market was 30 days, average days on the market, and median days was 16 days in the past week. And last week's video, it was 37 days in the market and 20 days. So days in the market slightly decreased from last week. Looking through the list of properties, some sales that stood out to me over in Hoboken at the Hudson T building, 1500 Hudson Street, Unit 1F. This is in the Hudson T. As I mentioned previously, Hudson T building, two separate buildings, 1500 Hudson and 1500 Washington. 1500 Hudson being the Hudson Riverside building on the east side. Here you have a first floor unit, Unit 1F, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1335 square feet, listed for $1,450,000 on the market for 13 days. So this unit was a corner unit. It faced northeast. This is Weehawken over here, and then New York City on the east side. And this is out looking towards the Hudson River. Building has a concierge, fitness center, and a residence lounge. There's also a shuttle to and from the Hoboken Pat Station during peak morning and peak evening rush hour. This used to be the Lipton Tea Factory that was converted into residential apartments in the early 2000s. And then around 2004, 2005, Toll Brothers purchased the building and it went through a condo conversion. And now it's all resales. So you have high ceilings of the T building, average 13, 14-foot ceilings. And this is a first floor unit listed for $1,450,000. Has not closed yet. I'll be happy to report back on what it's sold for when the sale closes out within the next few months. Also in, let me see here, downtown Jersey City, over at Gulls Cove, you had a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,570 square foot unit. This is 201 Marin Boulevard, Unit 415. List price was $1,425,000 on the market for 8 days. And this also came with parking for 1 car. Gulls Cove is located in the Liberty Harbor North section of downtown Jersey City. It is right by the light rail stop and not far from the Grove Street Pass Station. And this unit here also had a private patio area. This was on the 4th floor courtyard side of the building in phase 1. The building was built in 2 separate phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 is larger, and this is on the courtyard side of phase 1. And this is a 1,500 square foot 3-bed, and it is gone under contract, listed for $1,450,000. Gulls Cove has a concierge, has a fitness center. There's a residence lounge as well, which is located off the lobby, and you're close to, as I mentioned, Grove Street Path in downtown Jersey City, and all the shops and restaurants near Grove Street and Newark Avenue. Also in downtown Jersey City, you had a 2-bedroom over at Park and Shore. This is in the Newport section of downtown Jersey City. This is one of the newer high rises in the area. This was a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,241 square foot unit 3607, listed for $1,595,000, on the market for 17 days. And this is located at the Park and Shore building. And this was a western facing unit. So this faced southwest. So over here is Newport Center Mall is over here, Grove Street, and the western side looking towards Journal Square. So this unit's going to get a lot of light, especially in the afternoon. Building was built about 5 years ago, and it's located in the Newport section. As you can see here, it also faces south, so you have some view of Lower Manhattan and also Exchange Place, downtown Jersey City area. Located not far from Newport Path as well as the Hoboken Path. You can get to Hoboken rather easily along the waterfront. So a high floor unit here at Park and Shore, listed for $1,595,000, under contract, 17 days on the market. And another unit here, similar price point. This is at the Portofino, 1 2nd Street, unit 2612, listed for $1,599,000, on the market 33 days. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,420 square feet on the 26th floor. Also came with parking for 1 car. Portofino located on 2nd Street. Also on 2nd Street, you have several other prominent buildings or popular buildings in the area, which include Crystal Point, which is right here in the photo, and Mandalay on the Hudson, which you barely see here, which is also on 2nd Street. The Portofino has an outdoor pool, fitness center, residence lounge. There is parking on site. There's also a children's playroom. The building was originally much like the Hudson T building, was a rental building, a residential rental building built in the early 2000s that converted into condominiums around 2004, 2005. This unit obviously has a very large view here looking towards Lower Manhattan. Someone, either this owner or previous owner, has updated this unit. This is not an original kitchen or original flooring. So the unit has been updated and renovated. And here's the Mandalay building. It's kind of like the sister building to this tower, developed by the same original developer. It too was a rental building that converted into condominium in the mid-2000s. Similar floor plans and layouts. The views are a little different here because it's about a full block further east. And then here you have Crystal Point, which is 2 2nd Street. This has always been built as condominiums. This was built around 2009 by Fisher Development. And most of the units here have direct views, at least on the east side, looking towards Manhattan. And then in the back of the building, you have 1-bedrooms and a 2-bedroom line right here that face northwest, and the 1-bedrooms face west here. But that's at the Portofino, listed for $1,599,000, on the market for 33 days. Looking through the list, over in Weehawken, the Avenue Collection in Weehawken, 1200 Avenue at Port Imperial, Unit 306. This listed for $1,299,000. It's a 2-bed, 3 full bath, 1,566 square foot unit with parking for 1 car. And this is the Avenue Collection. It's made up of 2 separate buildings. You have 1000 Avenue at Port Imperial, which is the first phase, and 1200 Avenue at Port Imperial, which is the second phase. This was developed by Lennar about 8 years ago, and this is in phase 2. It's a courtyard building. It looks like this unit looks across towards phase 1. So you have, I'll be able to tell in a second. Actually, I'm sorry, this is on the courtyard of the building. So it's on the courtyard, and you have a sliver view of New York City off of the courtyard. Concierge building, fitness center, residence lounge. You can see the view from the terrace here. They have an outdoor pool as well, very large residence lounge area with New York City views that you could reserve, and a very large fitness center. This is also located close to the Port Imperial Ferry Terminal, right half a block away in West New York. This building's on the West New York and Weehawken border. It is in Weehawken. And this listed for $1,299,000 on the market for 16 days. Haven't been too many sold. There weren't too many solds over the past week. A lot of people are traveling this week, and I noticed sales have been slightly down as far as closed sales or properties actually closing, just due to the February holidays and the President's Day weekend. So a lot of lawyers and title companies have been off. However, to show you what a parking space sells for, in Hoboken, a parking space sold at 415 Newark Street. This is Observer Plaza in the building, sold for $30,000. So, and this is at Observer Plaza in the parking deck. So a parking spot sold for $30,000. I've seen parking range between 30 to upwards of 60 plus thousand in Hoboken. Depends on the building. But in this one, it's sold for $30,000. Over in downtown Jersey City, 111 Liberty View Drive, Unit 4B, 1 bed, 1 bath, listed for $525,000. It's sold for $515,000, on the market for 53 days. So this is located in Liberty Harbor. Liberty Harbor is right next to Gulls Cove in the Liberty Harbor North section. And this is a 1 bed, 1 bath unit. It is a walk-up building. So this building is actually a walk-up over at Liberty Harbor. And Liberty Harbor is a mixed-use development. You have residential rental buildings as well as condominium buildings. And on Liberty View Drive, they have built a section of condominiums developed around 2010 or so, 2011. And again, not far from Grove Street Path Station and the Liberty and the light rail by Liberty, right next to Gulls Cove. And here you have 111 Liberty View Drive selling for $515,000. In Weehawken at Gregory Commons, 518 Gregory Avenue, Unit C12. 1 bed, 1 bath, 874 square feet. List price was $399,000. It sold for $390,000, 113 days in the market. And this was a western-facing unit, so it looked towards Gregory Avenue here. It did not have any views, but it was an updated unit. It looks like there were some renovations in the kitchen. And here you have a 1 bed. Now, many of the 1 bedrooms here are lofted, so you have this loft area above, which is the bedroom area. Gregory Commons used to be a factory. It was, I believe it was a shirt factory, and it was developed into condominiums in the mid-1980s. It's made up of 3 separate buildings, building A, B, and C. There's also concierge on site, 24-hour concierge, as well as an indoor pool and a fitness center. And there's parking as well. The Condo Association owns a large parking deck across the street. And this is actually a storage space in the building. Because there were... it's a former factory. You have high ceilings, and here's the bedroom area. So it's a lofted bedroom. The 2 bedrooms in the building, many of them are really like a separate bedroom plus this lofted area. So I'll link down below from my website, Living on the Hudson, where you can check out all the units that may have sold or are available for sale in this community, and all the communities I'm discussing. And this sold for $390,000, 113 days in the market. Over in West New York, Bulls Ferry, Jacobs Ferry, you have 367 Oswego Court, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,228 square feet. List price was $835,000, and it sold over asking for $843,000, 18 days in the market. Most likely it had multiple offers to drive the price above the asking. This is like your entry-level 2-bedroom style in the community. It's a split-level unit. You come into the unit and you can either go up or down. So downstairs, there's a family room den, and upstairs here are the bedrooms and the kitchen. You also have a garage parking for 1 car as well as a driveway spot. So you get 2-car parking. The community has 2 outdoor pools, a children's play area. The shuttle to the ferry, New York Waterway Ferry, passes through the community. It's free, and it runs with the ferry schedule. And it is a townhome community. Bulls Ferry and Jacobs Ferry, which I'll link down below. This one sold for $843,000. And finally, over at the Hudson Club in West New York, Located in the Port Imperial section, you have a 1-bed, 1-bath, 767 square foot, 1-bedroom. List price was $550,000. It sold for $570,000. So it sold $20,000 over asking. 23 days in the market. And the Hudson Club looks like this had a view of New York. This is made up of two separate buildings, building 24 Avenue at Port Imperial and 26 Avenue at Port Imperial. And much like the other buildings I discussed earlier, this was a rental building that converted into condominium in the mid-2000s. It was built in the early 2000s. So it's made up of two separate buildings. The Condo Association has access to the outdoor pool, the fitness center, the residence lounge. There's a indoor basketball court, and it's not far from the Port Imperial ferry terminal and the bus to New York City. And here you have a 1-bedroom selling for $570,000 over at the Hudson Club. Light news week, no real new updates or articles to discuss as far as development in the area goes. But I should have more updates on that for next week. I'll link down below the snapshot update for the markets, and also all the buildings I've discussed will be linked down below from livingonthehudson.com. These videos come out every Monday. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me anytime at walter@livingonthehudson.com or at 347-448-3766. Feel free to comment, like, or subscribe down below. And I appreciate your time. Have a great day.